Hey gang, today we are going to learn 4 great classic rock riffs that you can play without knowing any chords whatsoever. They're all on a single string, all single string notes. Now, why is this great? Well, I've had a lot of students over the years, and beginner or advanced, many of them struggle with tone, timing, and articulation, and playing single string licks or riffs is one great way to do that without having to load up any theory or anything like that. Hey, if you like this style of teaching, I have an offer for you. You can click the link below. I'm launching a membership site in February. You can get on my mailing list for the promotional launch and all that. And the bonus is that you get a bunch of free tabs right away, dozens of them. So if you're interested, please click on the link below. Now, what's really great about this is that you don't need to know any theory whatsoever.
What?
That's right, you don't even need to know the notes on the guitar. Seriously. And it gets you playing right away, which is really the most important thing. Okay, let's get to our first riff, Chicago's 25 or 6/4. Now we're starting out with this one because it's fairly easy. You can play it all on a single string, the thickest string of the guitar, the E string, okay? So we're going to be playing it all on that string right there. Now, as we're doing this, I don't want you to worry about any theory or am I playing quarter notes or eighth notes and what about the rests? No, you know the song, you know how it goes. If you don't, you can listen to it and then you'll know the song. So we're just playing that main riff. Let me demo it, I'll play it slow and then we'll go over it really slowly. Okay, here it is on more or less normal speed. All right, as I said, it's all on one string. We're going to start out on the 5th fret, again on that thickest string. We're going to play that 5 times and then cut off the sound. Now the way I'm doing that is I'm putting the palm of my right hand on the strings near the bridge of the guitar. So, now we're going to move down 2 frets to the 3rd, do the same thing. Now we're going to move down 1 fret to the 2nd fret and do the same thing. Now we're going to move down 1 more fret to the 1st fret and we're only going to play 4. And then without cutting it off, we'll open up the string and play the 0 fret or just play it open and play that 4 times. So again, really slowly. Our second riff involves 2 strings, the 2 thickest, the E string and the A string. It's Jethro Tull's Aqualung. Or maybe I should have said Aqualung. Let me play it up to speed first. All right, let's go over the notes of this one pretty quickly first. Now we're playing on 2 different strings, the A string and the E string. Okay, the 2 thickest ones. We're going to start out on A5, play that, jump down to E3, E6, A3, A4, and linger on that one a bit, and then play A3 and end it. Now that A3 needs to be cut off right away, so it's sort of like this. You're playing on 2 different strings, so you've got to be a little bit more precise in your picking, so don't get discouraged if you're hitting multiple notes. I also, to do this one, I use all downstrokes to get nice, powerful sounds on this one, so you might want to practice that. Play it very, very slowly and play it very cleanly. The timing between the first riff and the second is also kind of interesting. Again, I would urge you to listen to the record, to hear how that goes, but we can count it out here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. For our next riff, the third one, we're back to one string, the thickest string, the E string, but we're going to go a little bit higher up on the neck. We're going to articulate it a little bit different, and this one really requires a lot of muting. As you advance through guitar, it's a really great skill to have good muting. Why not practice it when there's only one string to worry about? It's great to isolate and get your muting right for that one string. All right, let's do it. This one's Jamie's Cryin by Van Halen, of course. I'm going to start out with an open E, and I'm going to immediately mute it. Now, all of these notes, pretty much, what I'm doing is I'm taking the meat of my hand here, of my right hand, and I'm placing it on the bridge, right where the saddles kind of, the fulcrum point of the saddles for the strings on this side of the bridge and the strings on this side of the bridge. So right there. And every time I hit a note, I'm kind of bringing that down. I'm opening it up and then bringing it down. The more you do this, the more it becomes very natural and just a part of what you play. And I'll tell you, it is one of those things that separates good players from people that just play. So take your time, develop your good muting technique on this one. Okay, so we're going to start there with that. And again, two more. Again, we're muting everything. And two more. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide up to the 7th fret. Now, you can slide from the 3rd or from the 4th or from the 5th, whatever makes sense to you. And then we're going to go chromatically, 1 fret down, so 7, 6, 5. And now the kicker, the 3rd. And you want to bend it up just ever so slightly. And then play open again, and we're back to the basic part of the riff. Let's play it really slowly. Now, of course, Van Halen added some more to that, but having the basics on that main riff really helps a lot. Right? Our last riff is kind of a toughie because it involves 3 strings and it involves some string skipping. The 3 strings in question are the 3 thickest ones, the E string, the A string, and the D string. It's Mississippi Queen by Mountain. Okay, here we go. Let me play it up to speed and then we'll break it down. All right, now this one is kind of a toughie. So if you're really a beginner, maybe you skip this one and come back to it later, and maybe you give it a shot. It's up to you. So let's just go over what the riff is, and then there's one articulation point that I think you really have to work on. It's subtle, but it's an important thing to get. So we're going to start out on the thickest string, on the E string. We're going to play E3, E3 I mean. E5, then we're going to skip a string and play D3, and we're going to come down to A5, and that's the end of the riff. Now, it's subtle, but kind of important. You need to add some vibrato. There's lots to vibrato, okay? I'm not going to try and teach it really quickly. That's just like an up and down sound, right? A wavering sound like this. Instead of playing this, you play this. Now I exaggerated it there. On this one it's a little more subtle. But what's happening there is I'm keeping my finger kind of straight, my finger on the left hand, and I'm just moving my wrist just a little bit so that it goes up and down. So the whole thing sounds like this. Again, to get that timing, listen to the record. And I think you can listen for cowbell on this one too. All right, gang, well, there you have it. 4 great classic rock riffs that you can play without any knowledge of chords. You can play them all using single notes. If you enjoyed this one, please don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to the channel for lots more of this stuff. Don't forget to sign up for my membership site launch in February. Bonuses, you get a bunch of free tabs right away. Okay, we'll see you on down the road.